Hi guys. So this is the Mandala tutorial. So if you were absent and you missed it, this is for you. If you're watching it on YouTube, you can also slow it down. And hopefully this will help you to complete the Mandala tutorial on Schoology right here. But also you do have a independent Mandala creation assignment here as well, which will be with whatever photo you choose to use. But first, I'm going to go ahead and do the tutorial for the mandala right here. This is under week January 29th through February 3rd. It's the green folder in Schoology. And you're going to download these images. Go ahead and download the guitar, download the headphones, and download the music note. We're just going to use those three for right now. Once you've downloaded those, you're going to head over to Pixlr, make sure you're signed in. You're going to choose Pixlr E. And you're going to go to open, not open image, create new. And from create new, you're going to go to social and choose Instagram Square 1080 by 1080 and give it a name. We'll just name it Mandala. And 1080 by 1080 is a perfect square. And we're going to go to create. Make sure you have your navigate, your layers, and your history panel open. And from here, we're going to find the center point of this square. We're really only going to create one triangle that we're then going to duplicate and rotate around the circle. And we're going to do that by, again, finding the center of this square. We do that by going over to the lasso here. From the lasso, you're going to click polygon. And you're going to come here at the corner. And you'll know you're in the corner because in your navigate panel, there's nothing in the X or Y coordinates. And I'm going to drag this to the center. And I'll know it's the center because in my navigate panel, I'm going to see that the X and Y coordinates are both 540. 540 is half of 1080. So our perfect square is 1080 in width, 1080 in height. And to find the center, we just divide those by 2. So I'm just going to kind of move this around until I have 540 on my x-axis and 540 on my y-axis. It's a little tricky to do. This was the hardest part in class. But once you get it, you're there. So again, look over at my navigate panel. The x and y both say 540, and I'm going to drag this over to the corner of the top right. And then I'm going to close it up on the left-hand side, and I have a lovely triangle. From here, I'm going to go to my Add button in my layer panel right here. I head over to Image. I head over to Empty. Empty right there. And then I go over here to my Gradient panel. This Gradient tool will open up the toolbar up here. And you can choose any one of these that you like. I'll choose this one. In order to get that gradient to fill up that triangle, I'm going to tap in my center and I'm going to drag to the top. This step's really important. Once you've done that and you've added your gradient color, you're going to come up to select and deselect. Get rid of those marching ants. From here, we're just going to start adding our elements, which we just downloaded from Schoology. We're going to go to the Add button, go to Image, and I'm going to I'll open up the headphones. I'm going to put my headphones right in the center. And next I want to add an element from our toolbar here in Pixlr. So I'm going to go to my Add button again. And whenever we add something from the toolbar, we're just going to go to Add Empty, the way we did when we added our gradient color. And I'm going to come over here to my Shape tool. It is the square and the circle. It's right above the eyedropper. When I click on that, it opens the toolbar above. I'm going to choose Draw. And you can choose any of these shapes that you like. If you want them to have an outline, you'll choose an outline here. But for example, I'm going to choose a star. And I'm going to choose my colors over here. They can be any color that you want. I have purple and yellow chosen. So when I draw my star, yellow will be the fill color, and the color on top of your swatch will be the outline. Again, you can decide how thick you want that outline to be. I'll show you what it'll look like if I were to increase that number. You can always move these elements too, if you'd like. Use your history panel if you add something that you want to take away, but again, I'm going to use my star, lower my outline. Just add a couple stars. This is just to show you what tools you can use in Pixlr in order to make your independent mandala. Just add some stars. You can add some hearts. But again, that's the shape tool right here. And when you go into the shape tool, you choose draw. You can use any of these that you would like. You can even change the opacity if you want them to be sort of more of a background translucent part of your design. From here, I'm going to go to add again in my layer panel. I'm going to choose image. I'm going to choose my guitar. And I got these elements from VectEasy, VectEezy. You will do the same for your independent mandala creation. But I'm just going to put my guitar here. Suppose I want more than one guitar though. All I have to do is click on my duplicate right here, duplicate in the layer panel, or you can do Control D. And suppose you want 4 guitars. I'm just going to duplicate that layer. And then you have 4 elements. Again, this is not going to be a cute mandala. This is just really, again, to show you how to use the layers, how to set up your square, which will eventually become a circle. And it's not going to be that great. But the one you do on your own, when you download elements from VectEasy, will be awesome, I'm sure. Because you're going to download elements that mean something to you. Something that shows me something you're interested in, maybe a hobby. You can do one about nature. You can do one about sports. You can do one that's just design and color. It's really up to you. All right, so I have some elements added there. I'm also going to add over here in my layer panel. I'm going to go to image and just add my music note. And this is a reminder that if you download images from VectEasy, and they have this white background or they have a black background and you don't want that background, the way to remove it, which we've done before, is go over here to your cutout mask tool, your scissors, and you just use Magic Mask, remove from mask, and then you tap on the background or anything that's white and it should remove it. You can also put it in that background removing website that we've used, remove.bg.com, but this is just as easy. All right, so suppose this is all I want to do. And again, it's not that fantastic. We're going to go ahead over here and we're going to click on our 3 dots in setting. And sometimes that doesn't pop up. And the way to get it to pop up is to click on your top layer. And we're going to go down here to flatten image. We're going to flatten all of our elements. If for some reason that doesn't pop up for you, you can always come up here to layer and flatten image from here as well. So from here, I'm going to duplicate this, which is, basically just making a copy of everything together, as you can see. And now that I've duplicated it, all I want to do is flip it vertically so that I get that mirrored reflection. And the whole reason we're doing mandalas is because we've been discussing symmetry. So this is what we would call reflective symmetry. From here, I'm going to duplicate that layer. So I clicked on this button here in the layer panel. And now I have a duplicate copy of this. And all I'm going to do with that duplicate copy is flip it or rotate it left right here at the very top. I'm going to duplicate that panel. And then I'm going to flip that one horizontally right here. And I have the beginnings of a pretty cool mandala. Once you have all of your layers and pieced together like this, you're going to flatten your image again. You're going to go to your cutout mask tool right here, which we used before. And we're going to make this into a circle by going to our shape tool, add to mask, shape. And we just draw a circle like this, and it cuts it into a circle for us. Again, I went to cutout mask tool. I used my shape mask option, add to mask. I chose the circle and I just made a lovely little circle here. That's it. From here, you're going to go to File at the top left, Save. Just save it as a PNG and title it Mandala. And you're going to submit right here to Mandala tutorial. Once you have done that, you'll do one on your own, independent mandala creation. You'll download images from VectEasy. And say you're somebody who likes nature. I'm just going to type in nature under vectors. You're not going to want to use entire backgrounds like this. You're just going to want to use individual elements. Something like this would work great. Or suppose you want to do a space-themed mandala. You would just type in something like stars or space, and you can use any of these. And that's pretty much it. I hope this has helped. And I look forward to seeing what you create.